Many people are. I lovingly call it being a normal. Things in your life make sense and you like it that way. A little sway in the boat is okay, but you certainly do not rock it. You show up for church on Sundays, and the sermon speaks to you most days. You are safe and predictable, exactly the way God intended, right? I completely understand. God made us normals, mature and wise for a reason. But we tend to box ourselves in. In high school, I began to let my responsible and careful approach turn into a fear that poisoned and paralyzed me. I had been a cheerleader for 5 years when I decided to step up my game and learn gymnastics. I would spend an hour and a half after school in cheerleading practice, flying through the air as my squad tossed me in the sky like a rag doll, up and down, up and down. The stunts we built with an all-girl squad were impressive. Then one day a week, my friend Amanda and I would rush from practice, grab a fast food burger to fuel our growth spurt-driven bodies, and run into gymnastics class moments before it began. The coach would start with warm-ups and stretches, getting our muscles prepared for an hour of running back and forth. We did V-sits, splits, Supermans, a collection of exercises meant to prepare and condition us. Every girl in the class lined up at one end of the floor and took turns running toward the coach. He was poised to catch each girl around the waist as she flipped in the air. I loved the round-off into back handspring combination. Focused and determined, I ran with speed and correct alignment and usually pulled it off without a hitch. However, I was terrified to tumble on anything but that bouncy, padded, royal blue floor. It made me feel safe and brave, unlike when I was actually cheering. The track encircling the football field where we did stunts every Friday night, a little bouncy, but nothing like the tumbling floor. The wooden basketball court that we performed on at halftime all spring. Please do not get me started on that death trap. I would rather break my own neck than let the floor do it for me. That royal blue floor became my safety net, and it eventually trapped me for good. As long as I was in my controlled environment with cushion and a spotter, I was good. Take me out of my comfort zone, and I lost all sight of what I knew and understood to be true. I did not like to venture outside of those boundaries. I would step off the practice floor and stop thinking of myself as a gymnast. I would question my ability and forget all I had accomplished over the past several years. Convinced of my impending doom, I only did one back handspring at a game in my whole high school cheering career. 1. Years of practice and thousands of dollars down the drain. At game time, all those hours of hard work, sweat, and risk amounted to nothing. Not because I was incapable, but because I was scared of the risks. On the gymnastics floor with a paid professional, I was invincible. I was not scared to venture into a new skill or jump higher. My spotter had my back, and I knew I would not fall. Those firm hands around my waist gave me the courage I needed to try daring stunts. But I could not attempt anything otherwise. I felt I needed to protect my normal self. I filtered every encounter, physical or spiritual, through my own normal definition of myself, rather than looking to Christ for my identity. What about you? Can you identify with this approach to life? Is God calling you to take some spiritual risks? What is He asking you to try? Where is He leading you to step out of your comfort zone? His hands are securely on you. You will not break your neck. Let's open our minds to the possibility that there is more out there. Let's stop letting our fears dictate our destiny. The supers. Normals like me do not normally know what to make of people who seem to love the super spiritual stuff. I call them the supers. Supers seem to come from a different planet. They feel the excitement of the Lord. In fact, they crave it. These are the people in your church or Bible study who use different terminology such as baptism in the Spirit and holy laughter.